Just need it in case I have to look at.
It was a day of color, creativity and contemplation as art lovers, cultural leaders and young Nigerian talent gathered at the Thought Pyramid Art Center in Wuse 2, Abuja for the Abuja Regional Exhibition of the 18th Life in My City Art Festival, Limcaf 2025. The art director of Limcaf, in his speech, reflected on the festival's origin and impact over the years.
This is the 18th edition of Life in My City. Started in 2007 in Enugu, an initiative of Rokana Nigeria Limited. Yeah, the theme is "Can we breathe?" And not only in Nigeria, the whole world. You know, people are looking for opportunity to have a good life, to have a convenient life. There are crises in the north, south, other continents, and then we discovered that it would be necessary for young artists to look for ways to express themselves through their hearts.
The event also honored the memory of Chief Robert Orji, the visionary founder of Limcaf, who started the festival in 2007. His legacy continues to live on through each brushstroke and sculpture. The chairman of the occasion, Mr. Olumide Bamiduru, retired director of the Federal Ministry of Sports Development, offered his full support to the young artist.
I long to encourage the younger generation that this platform that has been given to you today, you can latch over it and you become one of the global artists that will be recognized worldwide. For me and my family will continue to support Limcaf.
Delivering the opening address, the special guest of honor, Obugo Kalu Ukoha, Executive Director of Distribution System, Storage and Retailing Infrastructure at the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, emphasized the critical role of the creative industry in nation building.
The expressions of the experiences of the artists have been very profound. The colors they've used to annotate that and to convey what they deeply feel, I've found it quite striking. And all I can say is that it begs for our encouragement. Art remains a very enduring way of capturing human experience and passing it on for generations to come.
Giving the vote of thanks was Vim Martin Obiora Ilo, president of Signature TV and member of the Limcaf Board of Trustees.
Our young artists, this is for you. This is for your future. The country is at crossroads. So many challenges. Terrorism, insurgency, bribery, corruption. Art is one of the most powerful tools to confront the ills of society.
As part of the day's highlight, certificates of participation were presented to the exhibiting artists in recognition of their dedication and the impact of their work. Several artists also spoke to Signature TV, expressing the inspiration behind their pieces, many drawn from lived experiences, current affairs, and the collective Nigerian journey.
So in this painting, you see a woman is looking like kind of an office scene, but metaphorical, because it's showing she is at work, kind of, but she's trying to keep her head above water, trying to survive the day-to-day struggles of also being a woman, of gender inequality, shown by, you see the rope around her neck, around her waist. It's trying to show that she is struggling as a woman. Also, you see the ID card showing like the office setting, and then the clock stuck at 9 to 5, showing like it's a daily struggle of a repetitive struggle.
I'm trying to talk about the evolution of change. And sometimes our civilization goes through different phases. And in the journey of life, sometimes you come to think about it, why was God thinking about bringing Eve into the journey when he created man and created everything in existence? So we cannot even solve the present problem without first of all going back to the root.
The evening concluded with a tour of the exhibition as guests immersed themselves in visual narratives that provoked, inspired, and challenged perceptions. As Limcaf 2025 continues, the Abuja edition has once again affirmed the power of art to speak truth to power, ignite change, and spotlight the soul of a nation through the eyes of its youth. Hello and welcome to the program. This is Live in My City Arts Festival, Limcaf 2025. We're talking about art. We're talking about how that art is not just a painting on a wall, it's not just a sculpture in a gallery. They say that art is a language, unspoken but deeply understood by those who are into it. It shows, it's like a mirror that shows the struggles of our society, a timeless archive of our collective memory. In Nigeria, where young artists or young talent rise against economic odds and societal silence, platforms like Limcaf emerge to break the odd. So today, let's talk you through the word of art. That word, we're going to dive right into it, and you will experience with us all about art. And we are honored to have joining with us today the coordinator Limcaf Abuja Zone, in the person of Mrs. Kalala Nze. I hope I got your name right. Ohide. It's good to have you at the program this evening.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
Okay, and also we have Adebayo Sheun. He is the coordinator, Taraba Zone, Limcaf. Good to have you at the program.
Good to have you too.
And participating artists joining us today, she's coming from the Abuja zone, of course. We have Sagid Abimbola.
Thank you so much for having me.
Please pardon me on the pronunciation of your name. All right, we are so honored to have you join us today on the program. So let's talk about art. But before then, we want to get to know about Limcaf. You are the coordinator of Abuja zone. So I would want to know, what can you say about the vision behind Limcaf and the inspiration, behind its creation?
Oh, thank you. The vision behind Limcaf is promoting creativity at the earliest possible stage of professionalism. Promoting creativity in the sense that Limcaf was birthed for the sake of developing Nigerian artists from the youth into adulthood. Now, the platform is open for all those creatives from 35 downwards. So when you check the span it covers, is for young people. And that's the time of their life that you engage them in creativity, you engage them in productivity. So Limcaf is there for the youth. It's an avenue for not just expression, but an enterprising one for those that are creatively inclined.
So for how long has Limcaf been into existence?
Limcaf should be 17 years right now. We started in 2007, and from there they started as Life in My City Art, then art competition, and then it developed into Life in My City Art Initiative, and then what we now have as Life in My City Art Festival.
Limcaf itself.
Taking place nationwide every year. Okay, it's a competition, and then you have other events supporting the festival that comes to a grand finale at Enugu in October every year. Yes.
So 17 years down the line, would you say the vision has been actualized to some extent, looking
yes.
at the 17 years?
Yes, and it's still developing, still expanding. Right now we have Jalingo zone, which was not there. Even Abuja zone was not there from the onset. It was just Enugu. You have the works collected at various points and then sent to Enugu. But now we have how many zones? Like 15, right, Adebayo?
Yes, 15.
We have about 15 zones nationwide. So both of us from Jalingo and Abuja were just 2 out of 15 coordinators in the country.
We've just had a powerful exhibition of this Abuja's own under the theme, Can We Breathe? Yes, that particular theme is the one that's spies for conversation online. When you put the theme, Can We Breathe? So I want to ask you personally, what do you think that event has caused? What vision is it behind the theme of Can You Breathe? Can we breathe?
I was born in the 70s, late 70s, right? And then the little I know from how I was trained formally, I went to a public school all through to university. That was the setting I was brought up in. And then you could travel around the country. I could travel, I've gone to Uyo, I've gone to Maiduguri, I've gone to Sokoto, I've gone virtually everywhere. And we didn't have a problem locking doors. But that may not be the narrative of the younger generation. That may not be their story. So having all this diverse negativity, negative air, negative news going around social media in their face, day in, day out, there's now cause to ask that question, that fundamental question. Can this generation really breathe? Can they strive with all these variables? They are growing in it. They don't have any other story outside what they have seen. They don't know that, okay, you could have gone to Sokoto and live with your doors open. You could have slept somewhere in Niger Delta and moved about at night. You could be in somewhere in the east and not speak the language, and you have helpers. So what is their narrative in this time and age? Hence the theme, Can We Breathe? So this calls for reflection. How can they possibly breathe? So the art exhibition is an opportunity for them to express themselves and tell their own story, their own narration of how this country is affecting them. If it's negative, put it down that way. If it's positive, fine. If there's a way out of the choking situation some of them expressed from the exhibition we saw 2 days ago, fine. They are allowed and at will to express themselves.
Right. So Abuja is, we've got to know that Abuja is one of the regions, several other regions, where we have Limcaf. Do we have other regions that also participating, and this Limcaf is also going on in those regions?
Yes, the festival is on in 15 other regions. 15 regions inclusive of Jalingo, where Adebayo is from, and Abuja, where we are right now. We have Jos region, we have Zaria, we have Oshun, we have Lagos, we have Benin, we have Auchi, Enugu, yes. Okay.
So how is the turnover? How is are people actually, young artists, are they actually turning up, to get involved into coming out to showcase their talent through art?
Okay, for the last 5 years, so Limcaf have not recorded anything less than 700 entry across Nigeria at the group stage. 700? Yes, nothing less than that. This year it would be more, I'm very sure. I don't know the figure like for this year, but from last year to like about 5 years ago, it's always above 700 entries across Nigeria. Yeah, so inside these 700 above, after the zona exhibition, so then to pick 100 across the region. Those are the finale that will proceed to the grand finale.
Okay, before we continue, let me come to you. You are a participating artist, right? You participated in this concluded Abuja edition. So can you tell us your experience, how it has been for you?
Okay, so from the very beginning, when I heard the theme, because I was in Enugu last year, even though I didn't participate, when I heard the theme, Can We Breathe? I really could resonate to it because we, the younger generations, the Gen Z, so to say, face a lot. Yeah, we go through a lot. Sometimes you just be like, our parents just tend to be, oh, something, you're not doing this right, you're not doing that right. But deep down, we are going through so many emotional stress. I'm talking based on my personal experience right now. So I really wanted to go for the exhibition, the competition rather. And I poured out my heart in it. I'm very sure so many people could see it in my work. I poured out my heart in it. Even in this kind of state we live in, I think there's still space for us to breathe because it's still based on what you hold as a person, what you stand for as a person. Even in the daunting situation, in the catastrophic whatever, you can still find space and build an edge around you. So
okay,
yeah.
I understand that through art you are able to express yourself, out there. But you made mention of some things that maybe particularly making young people or the Gen Zs not to breathe. Can you mention some of them?
Okay. So there's this thing. I feel like children are not seen as children anymore. Children are not seen as children anymore. Youths are not seen as youths anymore. We just go with we just go with some particular kind of flow that it's not it. And I feel like parents are losing it. Some parents are losing it. They don't call their children to order. They just see them doing some things and they feel like, oh, it's okay. Just keep on doing it. But then we need someone to just call us back and say, this thing you're doing you're going out of space. But then we don't have that opportunity. And I feel like we leading ourselves will not help. We need the older people to just give us that grooming and say, oh, this is how it's meant to be. This is how it's meant to be. So we just go with the flow and feel like what we're doing is right. And we think is right. And it might not be right.
Right. I'm going to come back to you to ask you more about your art. But before then, you are the Taraba coordinator. Can you tell us how the process? Can you talk us through the process of getting artists, selecting their art, or is there any art at all that you choose?
The process of art selection, art in Live My City in Taraba State, actually. I serve in Taraba State, Art Council to be precise. So from my previous experiences, I've been coordinator twice.
Okay.
Yes, I started the Live My City in Ilorin. I started Live My City in Zaria. So I'm getting to Taraba to serve as NYC Art Council. So I realized that it's not been so much about art. It's mainly focused on the performances in the Art Council. I'm an art person. So I checked the file. What's happening? No exhibition, no training, nothing. So I got to realize that most of we don't have art teachers in the secondary schools.
Really?
Yes.
In Taraba State?
Yes, most of the schools.
That's a big news.
Yeah, about 80 to 90% don't have. Only few private schools, very few. And it's not something you will see everywhere, if not for the developed cities. So Taraba is not like, it's not like maybe it's not a local place. Jalingo is a state capital, so it's a big place on its own. But getting across to get materials and everything is very difficult. In a place whereby art is not selling, like painting, sculpture, all this, it's not selling. So people will not sell art materials.
Of course.
So with that alone, it will not encourage anybody to subscribe for courses like fine art. Even the university, they don't have fine art; they only have theater. So I contacted the art director Limcaf that, okay, from what I observed in Taraba, there are a lot of people with potentials in art, because I walked around and I see some roadside artists. So not knowing that there is a college of education that actually offers art, but it's not in Jalingo.
Okay.
Another local government. That's Zinc. No, Zinc.
Okay.
Zinc. That's Zinc is closer more than Ukari.
Okay.
So I traveled to Zinc. I found out that they are actually doing fine art. So I could gather all these students and organize this first edition. So that's 2023.
Okay.
Because we did our third exhibition this year, so we had 3 now. So I gathered those guys and we started. I registered almost all of them. Some of them complain about we don't have material, this and that. And, we don't even have to use conventional material. It will be too expensive for us. We can go non-conventional, like found object and so that thing. And it's no, it's art. No matter what you can find in your environment, you can actually provide a very beautiful art and good art. So I showed them the previous catalog and see possibilities. Some of them performed excellently. In fact, we have 5 qualifiers. At first try, we have 5 qualifiers from Taraba zone. So that's how we have the. So now, the HOD that actually served as my upliner then retired. So I did not have direct link to the students. So I started training. We set up a training center in Jalingo Art Council.
Okay.
Make awareness that if you are interested in art, this and that, you should come. Then to my greatest surprise.
Is it free? Was it free?
Yeah, free.
Okay.
Totally free. Totally. In fact, we don't even have sponsors then. Totally free. We don't have local sponsors then. So totally free. People came and to my greatest, that's the 2nd edition. We had people turn off. Then people turn out to come and participate in the workshop, and we engage them and we register those we can register, and those that can even register themselves, they did. And second one, we have about more than 60-something participants. So second one, we have 9 qualifiers. 9. So we
from
have from 5 we have 9 qualifiers. Yes, that's across Nigeria. Assuming you have 15 now.
Yeah.
If you can pack 9
from Taraba,
and we need 100. Something has actually happened. Actually happened.
That was impressive.
That's how. So second. No. So now after the second one, so now the thing is not. People that travel to Enugu, they came back to tell the story. How they were lodged in hotel, they meet other artists, how it's nice, everything good, expand their experience. They took pictures, post online, so it attract more participants. So this year now, the one we did this year, we now expand to 2 weeks. We spent 2 weeks for our own regional exhibition. We did tour to Europe, we did secondary school workshop, we did African vibration night.
Wow.
We did a lot. And
I hope this particular thing is going on in other regions and not only Taraba. I hope it's going on in other regions. So this energy, this energy, that's what we need.
This stage play, corruption by Emi Idegu. Corruption, yeah. So it's not only just, and even we had some stakeholders that came and promised that they will be fully involved by next year, because I do speed painting. So I did a speed painting of the Commissioner for Education. So she was so amazed that wow, so all these things happening in Taraba and they don't even know. We don't go out door to door, go into government house to go and don't even know how to go there like that. So we have an operator from Abuja who actually spoke to the Commissioner for Education. So she's the one that actually helped us to organize the students for this secondary school workshop. So she's just come to let me honor this invitation and present award to the winning student, because we have award for those who participated, those who did well for the secondary school workshop. So she just came to come and decorate the awardees, and she saw everywhere so this thing is this big. So they promise that next year it will be bigger and better.
Wow.
So then actually we have local sponsors. All these things cannot just go like that without funding and the rest. So we have Wendy Lafric actually and Limcaf Foundation give us a quality support. Quality support.
Okay, interesting. I must say, I wanted to ask you. You are a Abuja coordinator. I hope this type of thing, the turn up is also happening in Abuja.
Oh yes, the turn up is great in Abuja. But as part of the activities towards the exhibition, what we have is special needs workshop.
Yeah, I was coming to that.
Workshop for children who have physical challenges. So that workshop is open, it's free, it's sponsored by Limcaf and other patrons whom we are hoping to bring in more help, so to say, for the next year. We pray that we're able to engage more children with special needs. So that's our focus. the special needs art workshop. These are children that ordinarily the parents are not comfortable exposing.
Right.
They are in their schools. Some are not in schools. We also admit individual participation, not necessarily from schools. So we throw it open to the public. Anyone that has special needs that is interested in registering their children, they are free to join. Wow. So we've conducted that of this year. We had 2 days workshop before the exhibition. The children came from their schools. We thank Universal Basic Education, the Saint School for Special Needs from Kuje down to Third Pyramid Art Center where it was held, and then School for the Deaf.
Okay,
participated,
interesting.
also from Kuje, all the way coming into the city center to participate. Then we have JKS Special Needs School from Kubwa was part of those that participated, and then Child Care Trust from Buari participated this year. So we are going on and on. With time, more activities will come. Creativity is a way of life.
Right.
It's part of our culture. It's there. It's not something to fight about, but it's there for us to encourage, to grow in the youth. Let them not be involved in other negative vices when they have something within their reach. It's innate for some and for most, even for these special children. It's that you see them drawing, just show them how to do it, guide them. Like Abimbola said, mentor them. Let it be a continuous development, a continuous growth. Limcaf shouldn't just come and strive for 5 years. You touch the lives of the youth for 5 years and you are supposed to mentor them till they are what age? Maybe 35. And then you leave them midstream. What happens? So it should be a continuous growth, and consistency is a key word in creativity. So we need more helping hands. We need all hands on deck. We don't charge for this workshop.
Okay.
We don't charge. It's free. The materials are footed and sponsored by individuals. The Ford Foundation is behind Limcaf. Rokana Nigeria Limited is there. The patrons are there. Vimati Inlo is a major patron. He's a board member. These are people that are just behind the youth being creative, being industrious in this society, and we can do it. We have a traditional culture of creativity way back. Our traditional art says it all. So the youth should not be made to forget where they are coming from. Instead, we should increase it, increase the awareness, increase the initiative. You don't have to study art to be creative.
Yeah, I was coming to that.
You don't have to study art to be creative. It's there. Every form of expression can be creatively done. You can be a writer. You're a creative person. Someone in the performing arts, a creative person. And then, surprisingly, scientists are creative.
Exactly.
Now, without laughing about it, you can't pick every branch, every field to study. You always pick one. When you train children, I happen to be a teacher also. You guide them into picking one that they prefer, not that they don't have other interests. So some people pick art as a hobby. It is fine and good. We must not all study to become artists. You could do it for fun. It's therapeutic. It heals.
Okay.
Being around that serene environment. I love this place, by the way.
Thank you.
I admire nature. Being there, expressing yourself, your feelings. It feels good. You should have seen those children. In fact, don't miss next year's work.
Yeah. Okay, let me quickly ask you. When we talk about art, a lot of people think is meant for people with dread. People who has, who dress certain kind of way and all of that. And you see children who would want to venture into art think that, no, I'm not going to go there. So I want to ask, what makes someone an artist? And what makes art art?
Art is creative expression.
Okay.
Now that expression can come in diverse ways, diverse form, but the real essence is that it communicates
something.
It's a universal language that communicates. So I don't need to hear Greek or Latin to understand that, oh, this music appeals to me. I don't need to understand Spanish to know a good Spanish song. So it's an expression that communicates to the soul of the people that listen to it or that come in contact with it. So the same way, the visual art has the same appeal to whoever sees it or comes in contact with it. So that's why you can have public art and you just see people around it sitting amazed at the details, at the intricacies, at the concept. You see people visiting museums, galleries. What are they going there to do? They are going there to be entertained. So that is what art is. If you're someone that has the desire from within to do something creative, please do it. It's innate sometimes.
So I can produce something too, like.
Oh, if only you let yourself, you'll be amazed.
See, from another angle.
Okay.
Art. If I would define art, art can be defined as a means of self-expression, but for the expression to be truly artistic, it must create a placing form. Yeah. So that's first angle of it. The placing form. You know, some people will be like, what you do is not fine. I don't even like the art. That placing form. But the other side of it is art can be defined as a general name given to all skillful activity.
Okay.
So now, when we talk about skillful activities, a barber, someone who barb, hairdresser,
yes,
is an artist.
Wow.
So now we have to every skillful activities, the cameraman, you know, the way they swing their tripod, this and that, is a skillful. They're an artist.
Wow.
That's artwork.
Capturing with images.
So, but now when we now narrow it down to art as a subject, yeah, it's cool that actually gave it that kind of specialization. You are a sculptor, you are a this, you are a that, but so far God is the greatest artist that created the heaven and earth. Everyone who God have created, that person is an artist.
So I am an artist.
If you can think of, let me match white and black.
I am creative, and I am an artist. And I know that you listening, you are an artist.
Everybody is an artist, one way or the other.
So the difference then will now be, how do you differentiate? Like you said, those with dread tend to appear to be like
the artists. Yes.
No, it's their own way of expression.
Okay.
Of expressing themselves. Now, for the longest time, I've been on low cut. You know, I wanted peace. I'm engaged in so many activities during the day. I didn't have to dread my hair. Now, that is my own form. Someone else can do anything else. You know? So, but the main thing is, do you consistently feel like creating something from within? Or doing something creative, a creative activity? When you key into that drive that is coming from within consistently, the art will grow. So the difference between the ordinary man and those who take it professionally, that's just a consistency. Keep developing what they get from their spirit man. They keep driving towards it and exploring it. That's just the difference. You look at children, when they grow, they all start the same, on the same platform, the same stage. They keep drawing, they scribble, they write, they do all manner of things. But some will take it extra. While some will go out to the field, play football, run around, others will stay back and keep drawing. That's the difference. The extra time spent by those who feel specially called. That's all.
Let me come to you, Abibu. I would want you to talk about your art, talk about your work, the inspiration behind your work, and how has the journey been for you?
Okay. My art Okay, so last year I kind of developed a niche for myself. I started using acrylics on canvas using the impasto technique. I don't use brush anymore. My brushes are just there in my studio. So I use palette knives as a medium of expression. So I tend to talk about, I use my art to talk about some certain stereotypes, and I try to correct them in my paintings. And it's been something I really love. It's something I really love doing because I find more joy when I express what I feel. I really do not know how to talk. I'm not really introverted per se, but when I want to express myself, I do that on my canvas, and I do it to my very best.
So like when you're angry, you express it through your art.
Yeah. And funny enough, when I'm angry and I express it to my art, it comes out very great.
Wow.
Yes.
I like to see your anger.
It comes out very well. Whenever I am, so many things goes through my mind, and when it's more like me using that as a form of silence in my head. It just goes off, and I keep on doing what I love doing, and the work comes out really great. Okay. So it's been working for me.
All right. So participating in this last edition of Limcaf exhibition, how was it for you?
The last one, you mean?
Just concluded one.
Okay, this one.
Yes.
Ongoing. The ongoing one. It was good. That day, I felt like a star. Let me use that word. I felt like a star.
Why? What was that?
I felt like a star because when I walked into the gallery and I saw my work,
oh,
I did this because the weeks of constant going back and forth, waking up at midnight, I look at the work and okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. No, I need to finish this, I need to finish that. This place is not okay. Till I was fully satisfied and yes, this is my work. When I got to the gallery and I walked inside, I was so proud of myself. I was like, yes, this is what I did and I'm happy. Even if this doesn't go through the top 100, I am fully satisfied. I got so many fellow artists talking about my work. Oh. It really caught attention, and that was just it for me. I was really happy.
So growing up, and you studied art, right?
Yeah, I did.
So did you have that, because a lot of people would want to do this, but they don't have that support from family and friends. So how was the experience for you?
For me personally, it was an easy one. Okay. It was an easy one because I had full support from my parents, most especially my dad. Growing up, he would get me colored pencils, markers, and all of that just for me to express myself. And I'd always come back, okay, this particular subject, I'm always talking about creative art. He already knew I really had interest in it, and he gave me maximum support. When I wanted applying for ABU, there was Ahmadu Bello University Zaria. Some people, oh, how would you do it? How would you do it? And I told my dad, he was like, it's fine. If you feel it's okay for you, you can do it. And ever since then, though there were challenges along the line, being in the studio and all of that, but it's been good.
Wow, that tells us a lot about the importance of supporting your children, in whatever venture they want to go into. It's very important. Coming to you, you're an artist. Yes. We can see that. So talk us through your journey being an artist. And I heard you also participated in Limcaf, and you came out top what?
Top winners.
Okay, please talk to us about that.
Actually, I started doing art from a very tender age when I was in primary school. Although my late father, he was an artist, a full-time artist. So then I was privileged to go to a private primary school. So we have a prize for every subject. So right from primary 1. So I took the prize for fine art and handwriting. So there is something about encouragement. It boosts your confidence that, oh, I think I got this. So when I discovered this, maybe like primary 3 or so, I already know that I cannot challenge those who are taken from the mathematics, English, primary science, health education, and the rest. But you see this fine art, and
You got it.
I will just be there waiting. Like, let them call on this one. Let them just call. Waiting for my time. Like when they call, I don't even need to be called before I started running there because I know I'm definitely going to take this.
All right.
So from there, I took from primary 1 to primary 6. So I already have a structure around it. That okay. So when I'm in JS1, JS2, teachers from SS classes will come and borrow me from my class to come and draw for them on chalkboard.
Wow.
So from there, the final teacher now pick interest in a few of us. It's not very difficult. When you see someone that can draw, you guys will mingle fast. So we already created a group. So we were drawing. We've been going to art class, in the art room. The teacher is encouraging us to like that. So there's 2 of us. One guy Isaiah is in Lagos now. So and myself, as a secondary school level, we've traveled about 17 states in Nigeria representing this school. There's barely a week that will not go for a competition.
Wow.
Every Friday they call us on assembly ground. We became so popular. I was scared that so if I finish this school now, how will I be popular again? We became so popular, like everywhere. Hey, Isaiah, yeah. So it's a lot of encouragement. So immediately after my secondary school, I did not even bother myself to looking for admission. I just went straight to an art gallery in Ilorin, then elegant artist. So I went to enroll myself. My mom took me there to enroll me then. So then for about 7 years, so I learned this traditional art, this publicity, greeting card, signboard design and the rest, award, plaque making. So I was there when I applied for NCE. It was quasi-secondary education. So I did final apply that. So immediately after my NCE, in fact before I'm done the final year, I applied ABU. So I got the admission. So it's just like I'm moving from from a semester to another semester. So I continue in ABU. Yeah. So in ABU, there is a particular course we did in ABU. It's called TAP 103. So the man who took the course, Auguste Daniel, is the one who took the course. So it's more like it's a core course for final students. So he said, if there's anything you can do that is special, like this and this and that and that and that, we want to incorporate it in our play. It was a theater course. So then I do speed painting right from NCE, like mostly like it's like a prophetic art, like art evangelism, moving from one church to the other, painting Jesus Christ, Mary, and that, just to create like art impression whereby it has this sharp wow factor. It's painting upside down in 2 minutes. So I told this Auguste that I can do this. He said, wow, this is very nice. We can actually put this in our play. Then from there, the VC was there. Every Senate people, they were there. Then from there, they've been throughout my stay in ABU. There is no more. The school will not invite me for a show. They have any special somebody that's coming to the school. They will bring me to come and paint for. Go and do speed painting. Get be represent the school here and there and there and there. So then I started gaining ground, working with the UNICEF, US Embassy, Chinese Embassy, this and that and that. Wow. From maybe I'll be traveling, like I'll be on the road, like I'm in school.
I didn't know that art can really take someone that far.
Yes, she said something like that. She said something in consistency. We over time underestimate the power of consistency. You don't even know how far you can go.
That's true.
I've represented Nigeria in about 5 different countries.
Wow.
Yes.
Through Limcaf?
No, through art.
Okay.
I'm just talking about like consistency.
Yes.
What it can take you. Those who did not really practice or did not believe in what they are doing, we're talking about art in general now, like my art story in general.
Exactly.
So it's a journey of, it's not that very smooth the way I'm saying it, but in a way, when you love what you are doing, it becomes smooth. Even the up and down, everything is still like, it's in the process. So has been my journey so far. And on Limcaf, when I started, my first application was that was 2014 during my NCE. Someone brought the flyer from Ibadan, yes, because they send the flyer through all this transportation that all art institution, let them see what we're doing. So, and we tried. Me and our president then, Brasmai, we were picked from NCE. So we went to experience in Ibadan. Then they don't sponsor the top 100 then, unlike in towns of recent then. So we went to Ibadan, then we see that, wow. So from there, we actually see another dimension of art, the one we are not doing our own NC. So we stole 1 or 2 ideas. Wow.
So you can also stay.
Yes, very important.
Inspired. Let's not use the word steal.
Yeah, you can it's allowed. You can steal idea from. Wow, I think,
and refine it. Yes.
Yeah, this collage method, we can actually do this. We can do this too. They don't teach us this in school, but from your fellow artists, like young artists. Wow. So going back, teach others, gather people how far. This is what we saw. Look at this guy. Do you know who can do like this? So, it's actually helping others too. What we gain from others' zone, bring it to our zone, then everything is just so. After my NC, I proceeded to the following year. So I asked the Limcaf coordinator that, why can't we just why do we have to travel from Ilorin to Ibadan before we can go and exhibit for Limcaf? I said, if you can mobilize for people that will participate, we will give you a zone. Just like that. Oh wow, that's how I started calling my friends. Everybody come this next year we're having a zone here, and the following year, that's 2015, we have a zone in Ilorin.
Okay.
So when I leave Ilorin, when I'm out of Ilorin, I don't think the zone did not actually sustain. But the zone is back now. So
and functional. Yeah,
and functional. So back to Zaria now. I asked, can we do this thing again in Zaria? I said, since we have art university, since we have a art district, why not? So I mobilize everybody too. Yeah, there's Limcaf here next year. That's how we have the Limcaf. So
how many? Sorry to cut you there. How many times have you participated in Limcaf as an artist?
I've participated 10 times.
10.
Yes. And do you know what funny thing?
Given an award.
Do you know what funny thing is that all this time I've been gingering people come and participate. Hey, come this and I did not win.
And you're also participating, or calling other people to participate.
Yes.
Wow.
A friend of mine won top 6, like that. Another one won top 6. All about how many years? I'm serious. Like for the first 7 for the first 7 years. Yes, I'm participating. No winning. Not even top 25. Just top 100, top 100. Yeah, I'll see you going. This thing go. Some people will do twice. Like, this is now Jorojo. They're not picking us. This thing, they have their people they are picking. It's not like that too. If you actually go there, you will see that this thing is very transparent. If you meet up the requirement, everything, because there is there are some unique criteria like the wow factor, the provision in terms of media control. So neatness, your work have to be well presented. The message. All these things come together. Yeah. Yes, now that's how you get the winning. So you can be good and your work doesn't have any message. Or even if it might have a message, you are not speaking the message. Because you be allowed to speak the message. You are competing against 99 others.
Exactly.
So you can't, because you are good now, say that I have to win. No, you don't have to win. In fact, you might do 20 years, you still don't win.
Wow.
Yes.
So how do you feel at times when you don't get picked?
We go again next year.
I love your spirit. I must commend you. I think you're one of the inspiration for young people. Don't give up. If you're into art, I think you have to look at him. Keep trying. Consistency.
Until that day, I was there like this. They just go best in videography, photography. Taraba, Adebayo. Finally. Finally! Finally, Jesus! Finally!
I love the spirit. Oh my goodness! Wow!
And honestly, it's like I said, it's a process. So I've learned a lot of things over the years. So the experience of this. So I now sit down and say, how will I even win this thing? So from shared experience and of everything I've gathered together,
exactly.
So I put them in place and I pray. Not competition. You need grace too. You need grace.
Yeah. I also heard before we started this interview, you said you talked about your appearance in Dakar.
Yes.
Was it through Limcaf?
Yes, this is it. When you are part of the top 6. Dakar is a Binali, it happens once in 2 years. Okay. So the winner of last year and the one and those that win this year. That means 12 of them, top 6. You have top 6. The best in videography, photography, mixed media painting, drawing category, sculpture installation category, the textile fashion art, and the graphics and digital art. So that's 6 categories. So the 6 of them will have an international exhibition affiliated as dark art of event. It's affiliated to the Dark Art Festival in Senegal.
Okay.
So the Limcaf will sponsor the 12 of them to go and exhibit in the Senegal.
A lot of exposition.
Because I qualify, because I was able to make top C, so I was privileged to be part of those that went to Dakar last year. That's the last edition of the Dark Art Festival.
Okay, a lot of exposure and exposition. Yeah. Let me come to you. Okay. It's been an awesome time, really. Yes, I also understand that you won. You've won in what category was that?
When it started in 2007, we didn't have different aspects like in painting, sculpture, drawing. No, we had first 3, top 3.
Okay.
And then consolation prizes. So in 2009, when I participated, I got the top 3 position. I was 3rd place over 400 artists.
Over 400?
At the time. Yes.
I'm looking at a great...
And then surprisingly, that was the period in my life I wanted to let go of art. You know, before now, this is Abuja. I was in Lagos after my youth service. And then I got married, came to Abuja, not Abuja city where you have exhibitions. I was in one of the suburbs in Abuja. Coming to town, going back at night was a bit dicey for me. And then not just that, as a young lady, you have to contend with marriage. You have to contend with being pregnant, having a child. And then I was having my 2nd child. So how was I supposed to manage all these things happening so fast and then add art
into it? Yeah.
You know, at that point in my life, I was traumatized because I didn't see any way forward. I'm very far away from the city center where my art will have at least good exposure and patronage possibly. And then I have to contend myself with motherhood. You don't sleep now. You have a newborn baby. You're up all night, you know. So I came in contact with the advert at the National Museum, National Gallery of Art, you know. And I knew then that okay, yes, this is it. Let me go for this competition. There was no Abuja zone at the time in 2009. My husband had to take me to Kaduna to submit the physical work, and then much later, months later, in October, I was called that I was one of the top 3.
Wow.
And then at that point, I started praying, God, this has to be it.
Wow.
This has to be it.
Over 400
Over
participants.
400 artists. You know, when I got that prize, 3rd place, I knew that, in fact,
there's something there.
Cannot die.
There's something there.
I knew that it was a divine call to say, keep doing what you're doing. You may not have money, but just keep doing it. And that's been my story.
Yeah, so just quickly before we round up, what are the challenges? Because I know that many or if not every organization will have challenges they face. What are the challenges you've encountered in preparation, in gathering everything you need for Limcaf activity and exhibition?
Manpower.
Okay.
We need manpower to join hands with us to facilitate the events. We can do more. You know, we can do more. But then things cannot just happen out of the blue. People are behind the success. You know, we need sponsors to collaborate with Limcaf to make it easier and to reach the right people. You know, I didn't know anybody from Limcaf when I participated. They didn't know me. I didn't get to see the art director till years later. I didn't know anybody. I just put in my work and that was it. You know, so we need collaborators to make it real, a very real and life-changing experience for this generation and generations to come.
Okay, let me come to you, Abimbola. What is one advice you would give to other young artists out there that may be shy or may be drawn back by challenges in the art industry?
Okay, I would say just keep pushing and find your expression. That's the word I would use. Find your expression. Like, some people really do not know how to express themselves. I think it feels like a superpower, finding your expression. It's something we can't really just figure out at a particular, but you just have to find it. So I think mainly for female artists, I think we have that edge. We can always come out there, and we just need to encourage ourselves. We need to encourage ourselves. It's not so easy as it feels. And I would say, as a female artist, you're also like a man in this arts field.
I was coming to
yeah.
Very tough.
You have to be tough because
tougher than the men.
Yes. Yes. That's
to
it.
contend with everything. You're married, you have children, you have this, you have
yeah, you don't see yourself like, oh, I'm a female artist. No, you're an artist.
You're an artist.
You just
there is
do
no
it.
gender.
Yeah.
Okay, coming to you. I know you have a lot of things to say because of time.
All right.
What is one thing you're looking for? What is that vision you want to see in Limcaf in the future?
When we travel to Senegal, so we see the possibility. In fact, that was the first time I saw the possibility in art, like how big a festival can be. Like, seriously? A gigantic building. A hall is being given to one artist, and there are about 400 artists exhibiting at once. One hall for one artist. So now you have like you have a room. They don't do work like the ones you saw at Top Pyramid, like one per artist, no, or two per artist, no. It's a collection of your works. So it tells a start to finish story. So I'm projecting something like that, and it's possible. Do you know why I say it's possible? Because we are heading there. And it's very soon, whereby we will have so much support and capacity to expand from top 100, this and that, then we'll have that kind of exhibition, whereby we'll be assigning all to each participant, so that you can tell a full story. It's not just about normal, secondary, like moving to a tertiary level of exhibition.
Wow, great. And finally, from you, Clarence, Life in My City Art Festival, Limcaf. For someone who is out there, who is looking for this platform, for an opportunity like this, what would you tell the person?
I'll tell the person not to wait. Align yourself by following Limcaf, Life in My City Art Festival, on all social media handles. You get every information you need. You get the open call notice. Try. 5,000 naira to register, and that is the only money you get to pay.
Wow.
Get yourself involved. Do what your mates are doing. Now is the time. I met someone yesterday, and he was saying he's going to be 35 next year. I said, then you have one more chance to try and win it. You have 1 year to prepare for that competition. Make it worth their while.
Right. Okay, thank you very much. I think this is the most we can take for the interview. It's been an awesome moment with you, Limcaf. And of course, I can see she has more to say. I think we have to do a second edition of this. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, Mrs. Clarence Ohide, the coordinator of Limcaf Abuja Zone. And we also had Adebayo Shewun, coordinator Taraba Zone Limcaf, and Sadiq Abibola, participating artist Abuja Zone. Thank you very much for your time this moment. And thank you very much, dear watcher. Thank you very much for your time. This is always about art. This is the Life in My City. For more information, you can get that on your screen. My name is Belinda Mwobodo. Bye for now.